Ooh, I'm only 2 minutes late. That ain't bad. Ryan, did you guys start the tractor at all in that video, or should I play it again? Or was that just you sitting there?
I think it's warming up. I think it's running.
Okay.
Let me see it, maybe.
Well, we showed off your beautiful tractor. That was the whole idea of all this. So
Okay.
welcome, everybody, to Let's Go Pulling. My name is Jason Schultz. Our Let's Go Pulling show is sponsored by the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Ryan Zolik is with us. He's up there in the middle, but we lost his camera. We got Ryan Anderson, super farm champion. He's won it all at every level. And excited to have him on the show tonight. Big Ryan down there in the bottom left. And Leroy Schluter, Illinois referee, city council member, mayor, granddad, papa. He can do it all.
I'm not a granddad yet. I'm old enough to be a granddad, but I'm still having kids.
Yeah, I know.
6-month-old.
But we were excited to have you on tonight, Ryan. Not a lot going on in the pulling world right now. We want to let everybody know about Shipshewana, and we want to let everybody know that you're going to be out there. And Leroy said, I'll get a hold of Ryan. He'll come talk to us. So
before we talk about that, Jason, can we I want to talk about something really serious for just a second, okay?
Wisconsin basketball?
No. I'm really serious. We lost a pulling member over the weekend. Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling, four-wheel drive truck driver, Randy Johnson, drove the Grizzly. And unfortunately, he had a heart attack and passed away this weekend. So I want to send out the condolences to Randy Johnson, his family, and everyone involved with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. Randy was a good friend to a lot of people. So I want to get that out there. That I didn't really know Randy all that well. I had the opportunity to announce the Thunder in the Valley at Rock Valley, Iowa, where he competed. And he was also at the Rumble in the River Bottom in Marthasville, Missouri. So I did get to see Randy compete a couple times during the 2020 pulling season, but yeah, we want to send our condolences out to the family of Randy Johnson.
No, thanks for doing it. I saw Roos posted a picture up on there, and I didn't get a chance to go check it out. And I saw something on the Outlaw page today as well. I had seen him pull, I'm pretty sure, at Kansas City. Roos Zolik, doesn't that sound right?
Yep, he came in. He won his flight in Kansas City, and then he came in third in the finals. His fiance was one of my coworkers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so for a while, she worked for Tractor Zoom for probably 6 months or so, and so our hearts definitely go out to the Johnson family and to Tammy as well. I'll be headed out to the visitation on Wednesday.
How old was he, Ryan?
Mid to late 50s.
Okay, that sucks. So,
yeah.
All right.
Every day is a gift. Don't take it for granted.
I can't. This is too much seriousness. So
Yep. So anyway, I wanted to make sure we got that out there. But as Jason mentioned, we have Ryan Anderson from Hoopston, Illinois. It's spelled Hoopeston, and a lot of people say Hoopston, but as us here in East Central Illinois know that the correct pronunciation is Hoopston, Illinois. The 9,300-pound super farm tractor called Checking Out. So before we get going, Ryan, tell everybody the reason for the name Checking Out on the side of your tractor.
Well, as you guys know that are in the pulling world, I'm a funeral director, grew up a farmer with my dad and brothers. So that's kind of my connection to tractor pulling. But that's kind of the play on words, is the checking out. A lot of pulls we used to go to, they call us the grave digger or something funny. And that was kind of their way of getting a joke into us. So we worked the shop one night working, and I said, let's come up with something kind of catchy that kind of ties it all together. I came up with Checking Out.
And your family has the Anderson Funeral Home Service up there in Hoopston, Illinois?
Yep, I own and operate the funeral home here in town and farm with my dad and brothers a little bit on the side.
Ryan,
So
are you involved? Are you involved with that poll, Ryan? The Hoopston poll?
Yeah, I kind of helped get that going again. The poll used to be a big NTPA poll back in the 70s when the McVeighs pulled the Super Banana back in the day. So, as a kid, I grew up going to those polls, so I kind of helped get that going here the last couple of years again.
That's actually going to be a big poll, a 2-day poll coming up Labor Day weekend. The annual Sweet Corn Festival. The poll is going to be actually September 3rd and 4th. Thunder in the Corn there in McFerrin Park. The Sweet Corn Festival got canceled in 2020. Isn't that correct, Ryan?
Correct. Yeah, due to the COVID. So we haven't had much luck the last couple of years. Before that, we had a lot of rain and things like that. So we've been able to battle through it, and hopefully we can have a good year this coming year.
Well, the 2019 Sweet Corn Festival, you had Joe Diffie there. That I looked at I had a free weekend from announcing, and I looked at the NTPA schedule, and I saw that the super farms weren't pulling anywhere. So I said, I bet Ryan Anderson's going to be up here at the Joe Diffie concert, and I wasn't even there 10 minutes. And you walked up to me and said, shouldn't you be announcing a poll somewhere? And I'm pretty sure Joe Diffie won't be playing at the Sweet Corn Festival in 2021. We know that.
No, I think he checked out.
Yeah. He didn't use your services, though, did he? He didn't use the Anderson Funeral Home services.
No.
So anyway, that's going to be a big deal there. 2-day poll. It's actually an NTPA Grand National poll. You guys got, of course, the super farms. You wouldn't have a poll there on your home track without having the super farm tractors, also the modified tractors, super stock diesel tractors, and also the 2-wheel drive trucks. That's going to be a big deal there, Ryan.
It is. We're excited. So we're going to have some sort of mod. I don't know if it's just going to be the 4-engine mods or the unlimited. So we'll see how that ends up.
All right, let's talk about your career a little bit. So you hit if we want to call it the national stage in 2016. That was your rookie year, pulling with the Lucas Oil PPL and also the NTPA. And then the next year, 2017, you finished third in the PPL points for the Champions Tour in the Super Farm class, and also the NTPA Midwest Region Champion in 2017. So that was a kind of a special breakout year for you.
Yeah, it was. That was a great year. We've been pretty blessed in our short career to finish at the top.
Now I'm going to ask you something. If my math is correct here, so 2019. You were the ring winner at Bowling Green, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so we didn't have a Bowling Green in 2020. So you're the defending ring winner in the Super Farm class at Bowling Green. So in 2020, you won Louisville. You were the National Farm Machinery Show winner, as in we didn't have a Louisville in 2021. So right now, at this very moment, you are the defending champion for both Bowling Green and Louisville in the Super Farm class. That's correct, right?
Correct, for now.
For now. Okay, so I was wondering if anyone had ever been able to accomplish this feat in any other class. So I went to the expert, to Dan Mayer, pulling reference. I sent Dan a text today, and he said he's sure that it's been done sometime before. He just can't recall. But that's pretty special. I mean, obviously Bowling Green arguably is the most famous outdoor pole in the United States, and Louisville is the most famous indoor pole in the United States, and you currently hold the title on both of those. So that's a nice feather in your cap.
Yeah, it was a pretty humbling feat in 1 year to be able to accomplish both of those.
But
now,
Ryan,
when you want to go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, but Ryan, you're no stranger to the Winter Circle in Bowling Green. I think you did it in 2018 too, didn't you? Or am I wrong? Am I off on my dates?
No. Yeah, I think it was 18. We pulled in Hamburg, New York, drove all night long, come to Bowling Green, switched over to NTPA and won the session. I think it was 17 though, not 18.
Was it? I couldn't remember. I just remember
you didn't ring
I was on my way home from a pull at like 1 a.m. We won Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't win the ring that year, but you won one of the sessions, I believe.
There you go.
Now, the Louisville win was extra special for your family because when you won Louisville, wasn't that also the same day as your parents' 50th wedding anniversary?
It was. So I had a lot easier chance taking my dad to the tractor pull than I did my mom. She wanted to go to Hawaii, but we had to settle for Louisville.
Yeah, your wife, she stopped me out in the corridor and she said, hey, if you get a chance to let the announcers know, let them know that this is Ryan's mom and dad's 50th wedding anniversary. And then so as you were being pulled out onto the track and then backed into the smoke tube, I texted Dave Bennett, and then Dave didn't see it until like midway through the next class. And he's like, dude, he goes, why didn't you tell me earlier? He goes, I would have mentioned it. So anyway, but that was special, winning Louisville with your parents in attendance on their 50th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Okay, so one of the reasons we brought you on here is obviously the NTPA Spring Nationals coming up in 2 weekends, not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. It'll be Friday and Saturday, March 19th and 20th at the Shipshewana Event Center. Now, this will be the second time pulling up there for you this winter. You were up there for the what we like to call Shipshewana, the Midwest Winter Nationals. Used to be at Gordyville, and we moved to Shipshewana this year. And we had 23 super farms up there this year, Ryan, and only 8 of them made it to finals. I'm going to throw, of the 23 tractors, I'm going to throw 5 names out here real quick, okay? And you can tell me what they have in common. Shane Maston, the Thumpin' Pumpkin. Stan Warda, Hammerin' Hank. John Silsby, Crop Doctor, who got second at Louisville right behind you. Jeremy Roberts, Wicked Whitetail, who won the Shy Diesel Extravaganza and also the Lucas Oil Fall Nationals at Wheatland. And Ryan Anderson checking out. Those 5 names that I just threw out there, you know what those 5 names have in common?
That's everybody that didn't make the final.
That's right. Those are some strong running tractors that did not make the finals there at the Midwest Winter Nationals here last month. But the nice thing about it is you probably learned something from that weekend, didn't you, that you can take with you to next weekend to the NTPA show?
We did. Of course, it's a new place for us to go. Gordyville, of course, it's our type of dirt, and we're close to where we live, so we know how that type of soil works. So it's a little different.
And there's Paul Romack joined us. Hey, Paul, we start at 8 o'clock, Paul, but thanks for joining the broadcast.
Sometimes work calls.
I hear you. So you're mentioning Gordyville. You like that dirt there. You were a back-to-back, a three-time champion there. You were the winner 2018, 2019, and 2020, and couldn't pull off the 4-peat at the new venue. But one of the cool things, I want to throw this out there. One of the cool things we do at the Midwest Winter Nationals at Clint Tucker's pull is before each session, we bring the kids out onto the track for the national anthem. And so then on Friday night, before the prelims of the super farms, as we call for the kids to come out, I look down and there's this beautiful little blonde down there at my feet. And I knew exactly that was Ryan and Megan Anderson's daughter. I reached down to her. I said, "Are you Faith?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Can I pick you up?" And so as we're walking out onto the track, I put the mic in her face. There she is. "Hey, Faith." And so then I asked her, I said, "Has your daddy ever won this event?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Has he won it more than twice?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Has he ever won Louisville?" And she said, "No." And I said, "Yes, he has."
Doesn't Faith do a cool little checking out thing with her hand? Somebody told me. Faith, you do something like that?
Maybe she can't hear us.
Breaking up on me.
I thought Faith did a little checking out thing, like a little signal, Ryan. Somebody told me. Is Ryan?
Can't hear
Ryan
you.
looks a little frozen there a little bit. It's Paul's fault. He was fine until Paul got on.
Yep. Too many people from Illinois at one screen.
Oh, Ryan, you're back now. I think I can see his eyes moving. Can you hear us, Ryan?
Uh-oh, did we lose Ryan Anderson? He's the main guest.
I know. We can't lose him.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him. Can you guys hear
I
him?
can hear him.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right. So we're back. So getting back to the tractor, the checking out tractor, the power plant underneath the side shields put together by Kent Payne, a Super Rooster, correct?
So all the tolls I pay to drive through Illinois, you guys can't get your internet working. Can we talk about this?
I think he needs to log off and then try getting back on.
Damn it.
Well, I've sat
Okay, we'll try that.
I've sat in that bar where Ryan's sitting right now. It's in his shop, and his shop's in a giant pole barn, so I wouldn't be surprised if once in a while the internet kind of flakes.
But he was doing good there for a while.
Yeah.
It's probably my fault.
Yeah, it is. Hi, Megan.
Can you guys hear me at all?
It's real choppy, Ryan.
Or just go to audio and turn off his camera.
Can I do that for mine? Oops.
Go
Or
on.
just lose them completely.
We lost him.
I think they closed out and I think try come back on.
Well, hopefully they can come back on with the link. Well, let's while we're waiting for Ryan to get back on, Leroy, we haven't had you on for a couple weeks. What have you been doing?
I've been posting every day one event for the Illinois Tractor Pulling Association that
Nice.
our schedule. We have, I don't know, probably close to 50 events this year. So I started, I think, February 1st, and we're posting one event a day in chronological order. So if anyone follows the Illinois Tractor Pulling Association, the last 3 days we posted the American Threshman Show in Pinckneyville, Illinois. I think Ryan's back. Ryan, can you hear us now?
Yep. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you great. I can hear you.
I'm going to behave while he's got good internet, Leroy, so we'll let you do all the talking.
Oh, we're good. Okay, what I was saying is right before we lost you there, strong run and checking out there. I think your power plant's put together by another strong running tractor, Kent Payne, a Super Rooster, Petersburg, Indiana.
Yep. He's the heart and soul of our tractor.
He does the red tractors.
Yes, he does. We saw Kent. He come out to Rock Valley, Iowa last year for the Thunder in the Valley. Of course, pulled at Louisville as well. So he's strong running super stock diesel tractor there. That picture you have it on your header on your Facebook page, I think that's an Adam Drought picture. I know we got Roos on here. There's so many talented photographers in the tractor pull industry. I mean, we are really blessed by the number of photographers that we got covering this sport. But I just want to compliment that mad pulling pic that you got on your Facebook header. I think that's an Adam Drought photo. That's a kick-ass photo.
It is. Between him and Roos, we got some pretty good pictures. So
You still got that one hanging in your office?
I've got that awesome one hanging in my office.
The cool thing about Roos's pictures is you gotta, and there's another photographer right there, Adam Wilson, and he does a lot of videos also. But on Roos's pictures, the challenge is always trying to find the RR on. He always hides it somewhere on his pictures. So that's a neat little trait that Roos does.
Yeah, and if you can find it on the picture that I took of Ryan from Ionia last 2019, I'll be amazed. There you go, Leroy. There's your challenge. Go to my
all right. There's my challenge.
Ionia album. See if you can find it.
Now we don't want you to give all your secrets away, but Ryan Anderson, that is. But what did you pick up from the Midwest Winter Nationals, Clint Tucker's event, that might help you carry over to the NTPA Spring Nationals in 2 weekends?
Well, I think we learned a little bit about the dirt, just what we need to do, and probably some waiting. That was the 2 biggest things I took away from the poll, was just some things we need to do a little bit different to do a better job to try to get the tractor to hook up a little better.
And speaking of the dirt, you will be used to the dirt this time, because it's the same dirt that they used last month, and the same dirt that they use for their outdoor polls. Kind of like the same thing that Louisville does, where they use their dirt year after year after year. They do the same thing up there at Shipshewana.
Well, that's good. Hopefully that works in our favor. We'll see how that goes.
What else have you guys got for Ryan?
If anybody has any questions for Ryan, please type them into the comments, or any memories of his tractor going down the track or anything cool like that. Please type them in the comments and let him know.
We're talking about that event, the classes that they're going to run. They're going to have super farm tractors, pro stock diesel trucks, the 3.0 trucks, the 4.1 tractors, the limited pro stock tractors, hot farm tractors, and then also 10,000 pound pro stock tractors. Those are the classes that will be up there. Now, I got a question for you, Ryan Anderson. Okay, on the NTPA website, it says these are the invited competitors. Does that not necessarily mean that the people that are listed are going to be there when they say invited competitors, or are these the competitors that have accepted the invitation?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, as far as I know, the guys listed are the guys that will be there. So I'm not sure.
Well, the 2 tractors that finished 1 and 2 in the Midwest Winter Nationals, they're going to be there. Brian Deck with Dream On, and also Lee Butts Press On. So you already know you're going to have some stiff competition right there with those 2 tractors. The pro stock diesel trucks, the 3.0 trucks, CW Cartmel, most hated. He won Gordywana last month. He's going to be there as well. Good strong running batch of the 4.1 tractors. Dr. Deere is going to be there. Brian Deck, One Bad Apple, the Hyper Harvester, Kevin Lindstrom. Those are all tractors that competed there at Clint Tucker's event last month. Hot Farm Tractors, Brian Carrington with Endless. He finished on the podium. He was 3rd last month. That is one sweet looking tractor. I love to look at that tractor.
That's out of Payne Stable, isn't it?
He's another Super Rooster Motorsports tractor, so
yeah,
one of our teammates.
Yeah, he's got the Super Rooster there on his side, on his sheet metal as well. And then the pro stock tractors, Tim Kane, the Red Gambler, he won that big $10,000 check at the Wagler Shootout last fall. He's going to be there. Carlton Cope, Warpath. In the Bootlegger, Louisville champion, he'll be there. So, I mean, they're all these classes. There's going to be some stout competition there next weekend.
Leroy, I got some questions now. Can you read them off the screen? I'll put them up there, and then we'll let Ryan answer one by one.
Yeah, I can put my glasses on.
Well, you are old. So.
Matt Bloss says, do you farm with red, plus what do you raise?
Well, we grew up with red, but we've got 2 red tractors left. We predominantly farm with blue, and we raise corn and soybeans.
Okay, what other questions? And now you're located in Hoopston, Illinois, which is obviously in the northeast corner of Vermilion County. Adam Wilson says, any plans to bump up a class from the super farm at any point? Built
we've
Diesel
discussed
Mafia,
that,
Adam
but,
Wilson.
I think we're just going to stay where we're at right now. We really like the guys we pull with, and it's a great group of competitors. So I think we're pretty happy where we're at for right now.
You stay there. We already have enough tough 4-1s, Anderson. You stay right where you are, okay?
That is true. That is true.
But it would be rather easy to jump to the 4-1s with a super.
Stop. Next question.
I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out.
Next question.
Speaking of 4-1s, a former 8,500 Limited Pro driver who she gone 4.1 now, Brent Shorefighty, he says, what is the deal with the front fenders, Ryan?
Well, that's kind of a story from where we're at. Of course, when I was a kid, we road crop farmed around here for years and cultivated. So a lot of guys had front fenders on their 1066s and 1206s. So we just thought it'd be something cool to break it up and be a little different than everybody else.
Rob Trowbridge says, you just stay put right there in the super farm class. Let's see some other questions. Yeah. Look what you started there, Built Diesel Mafia.
Ryan, is there? I know that the question's been asked. Are you bumped to anything? But if you weren't pulling super farm, what class would you want to pull besides this? Besides super farm?
Did you hear the question, Ryan?
I think he's frozen again.
Uh-oh. Hopefully we didn't lose him again.
He is a good-looking guy, though. He's sitting there with that look on his face.
Okay, so Ryan Anderson, the question from Paul Romack was, we know that you don't want to leave the super farm class, but hypothetically, if you were to choose another class to pull in, what class would that be?
Boy, I don't know. We might go a whole different direction if we did that. So I'll just leave you to kind of ponder that. But it might be a whole different class than what we're even in. Might not even be a tractor.
I know you want to pull the 1050 super stocks, the garden tractors. You don't have
Mini
to
rod.
keep that secret.
Mini rod.
Nah, if he's working with Kent
Hey, those
Payne, the
are
natural
pretty cool.
fit is diesel super. If he's working with Kent Payne, that's the natural fit.
Hey, we got someone tuned in here. I want to promote his poll too. Robert Danner. Now he's family member to you, isn't he, Ryan?
What's that, Leon?
Robert Danner is tuned in.
Can you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking.
Okay,
up.
so anyway, Robert Danner, I think that's Ryan's brother-in-law. I think that Ryan's wife, Megan, I think I'm trying to get the connection here. Maybe Robert's wife and
Yeah.
Ryan's wife might be sisters or something like that. But anyway, Robert Danner, he's also a promoter. Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Megan's sister is married to Bub Danner. Robert
There you
Danner.
go. Okay, I knew it was something like that. All right. So anyway, Bub is kind of like your crew chief. Anywhere that you see Ryan's tractor, you always see Bub in the background. And Bub Danner, he's the promoter at the Lucas Oil PPL event, the Rossville tractor and truck pull there in Rossville and Kristen Park. That's Friday, August 6th. And so that's, if you've never been to that pull, what an amazing event. I'd heard about that pull for years and years before I started working it, before I started announcing, and I'm thinking, how in the world did they get all these tractors there in Rossville, Illinois? I guess you just got to be there to see that event. So there's two, Rossville and Hoopston are only about 10 miles apart from each other. So you got two national touring events that's going to be happening toward the end of summer, right there close to each other. August 6th, you got a Lucas Oil PPL poll, Champions Tour poll, Friday, August 6th, in Chrisman Park in Rossville. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Labor Day weekend, September 3rd and 4th, the NTPA Thunder in the Corn Grand National event there in McFerrin Park in Hoopston, Illinois. So, yeah, Adam Wilson says Robert and everyone there does a hell of a job in Rossville. I would agree with that. Robert says 160 hooks in 5 hours. Okay, what's some other questions we have?
I think I got through them all.
Did you? Okay. Looking at your schedule for this summer, Ryan, how many events are you going to hit? How many events on the NTPA schedule for the Super Farm class?
I think there's either 16 or 18 polls.
That'll keep you busy.
Yeah, that should be about enough. We might hit some other polls here and there.
Now, I'm going to ask the question: Are you going to pull exclusively with the NTPA this year, or are you going to branch out and pull with any other polling organizations?
We'll probably just pretty well predominantly pull Grand National NTPA. We might hit a few other events here and there, but we'll see how the season goes.
Gotcha.
Especially with everything going on, we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we all have to do that. Well,
hopefully that with states starting to open up more, and we'll have some events, more events in the summer of 2021 than we did in the summer of 2020.
Yes.
Well,
would be nice.
Ryan, I want to know when you guys started pulling? How did it all start? Was it with Dad on the farm, or I know Leroy talked about kind of when you went big time super farming, if you will, in 2016. But how did this disease start in your family?
Well, we started farming or pulling back in 2006 with the Ileana Pullers Association in the Pro Farm class, and of course, as you guys know from years past, I mean, that class really evolved into almost a 4-1 at 3,000 RPM. So once it kind of got to that level, then we decided to move on to a Grand National class and kind of decided to move on to the super farms at that point.
Give me some of your favorite places to pull, Ryan. And it doesn't have to be because it's a good track, but like overall fan experience, overall facility, just where are some of your favorite places to pull at?
Well, I think, of course, Bowling Green. I mean, the fan experience at Bowling Green is just unreal. I mean, the support and the fans there. Brandenburg, Kentucky is another neat facility and a neat pull where the fans are just really involved in what you're doing. Of course, our hometown is pretty special just because of all the local people that come out to watch you pull there. So, and Rossville, of course, was probably one of my favorite tracks to pull on. The dirt there is just amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, that's two. I think Brandenburg. I think Yoder also said he liked Brandenburg, Kentucky last week as well. So
yep,
we're gonna have to check that one out.
Rockwell's another place. Rockwell had a pretty neat fan experience, and they're really doing a good job with that pull. So that's one of my favorite places. The fans really come around to your trailers and talk to you, and that's probably one of my favorite experiences. Just the fans coming around.
Thanks for the plug, Ryan. I appreciate that. We work hard at that.
Checks in the mail, Anderson. Checks in the mail.
That's right.
You guys do a good job of that. You're really building that up.
One of the questions that we missed that Shore Fighty had, can you run aftermarket blocks in a super farm tractor?
For some reason, I don't think he can hear your questions, Paul. Paul Romack asked the question that came from Brent Shorefighty. Can you run an aftermarket block in a 9,300-pound super farm?
Can you run what?
An aftermarket block. Can you run an aftermarket block in a super farm?
You know, I'm not really sure. I don't know what the rule reads. I'd have to pull the rule book out and read it to be exact, but I don't think so. I think it has to be an ag block. If I remember right.
Rob says you're not supposed
You
to.
can run an aftermarket head, but I don't think a block.
Yeah, Trowbridge would know. Yeah, I mean, anybody got any more questions for Ryan? We don't need to make him stay up all night long and talk to us. We're getting kind of boring as we get older, but I want to make sure that. How far is Shipshewana from your house, Anderson?
It's about 3.5 hours. So
Okay.
It's not too bad.
What's the first Super Farm hook on the Grand National this year?
I think our first poll's in Tennessee this year.
Okay. Early June or late May?
It's their new
first part of
event in
June.
Clay Hill.
Yeah. So.
Have your daughter do the checking out thing she does.
Checking out.
That's cool. That is cool.
She has a great time with Paris that's doing that. She really enjoys giving them a rough time with that.
She walks up to
They're
him
good
and
sports though. She always gives them the checking out sign.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, if we don't have anything more else for Ryan, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to take up this whole evening. Ryan, thanks for coming on and joining us, and good luck to you, sir, in about 10 days down there in Shipshewana again.
Yep. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it. And sorry, my internet connection is probably not the best, it sounds like.
Honestly, we only had a problem the one time, and you turned it off and it came back on. So
Thanks for joining us, Ryan. We'll see you.
thanks,
we'll see
Ryan.
you this summer.
Yep. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
Leroy, thank you for lining up Ryan. I really appreciate you doing that.
No problem.
Okay, Zolik.
Now we can. He's not on here. Now we can talk about him behind his back.
Exactly. He'll never know. He'll never know.
Yeah.
All right, Zolik. Rumor mill. What's going on in the rumor mill?
Rumor mill. I haven't been pretty quiet last couple weeks. Nothing too drastic, changing too drastically in any schedules that I've seen. Just kind of a waiting game right now. We are about the TNT Motorsports. They have their first outdoor event coming up the first week in April. So
that's cool. Are you are you streaming that, Zolik?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Sevierville, Tennessee. I was there last October. They have their first and last event there. If you want to go see Dollywood and see a tractor pull all in one shot.
There's
That's
joking.
under
I'm just going to
Pigeon
leave it
Forge
alone.
area.
Yeah. It's actually a very family-friendly area. So if anyone's looking for they have actually, I think, the first almost every weekend in April, they have an event down there in Tennessee and Kentucky, the TNT Motorsports. So.
Well, this show's sponsored by Outlaw. Am I pointing the right way? There we go. The Outlaw logo up there. Outlaw's got a brand new event this year in May. In fact, it's got a new date. They had to change the original date on it. It was originally supposed to be May 14th and 15th. It got moved to May 21st and 22nd. It's going to be at Dubuque, Iowa. That's how the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is going to kick off their 21 polling season. I know we have the 4 1s there. Jason, is the Remedy going to be making an appearance?
Yes, that's the plan. That'll be the unveiling of the new tractor. So, or the
All
new
right.
the new wrap and a new motor and new tires. Yeah. So I guess you could kind of say it's going to be a new tractor. So.
And Remedy is the Remedy still sponsored by Schaefer Lubricants?
Yeah, they're one of the sponsors, as well as well, all my sponsors are scrolling across the bottom down there. We're gonna have Tractor Zoom on the tires, and we got a lot of cool things planned. It's going out to get wrapped the last week of March. They're still finalizing everything, but that's the plan that I've heard as of lately. And then I got a call.
Which color did you go with?
The white.
White.
And it's not done yet. There's going to be some things added to it. We still got to talk about that. And I did get Paris, Missouri. Roos, what's the benefit for that again? The Children's
Miracle Network.
There you go.
They're going to have probably one of the best announcers in the United States down there this year for that event. So I'll let you guess who that's going to be. So
I'm not working that event.
I was going to say, Leroy.
This guy right here.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
Schultz, you never responded. You made a post about that you had to you were shaving 40 pounds off the head of your cylinder head. And I made a comment on there that you had to shave 40 pounds from the tractor to keep it under 9,500 pounds because the driver had put on 40 pounds. And I got zero response. I got zero response from you.
You know, I didn't see it till later. It's hard to keep up sometimes with all the notifications, but I did put on my COVID, whatever, 50 pounds or whatever, right, Roos? So
Something. I know I put on a few. Way too many.
Stuckenschneider's poking at you a little bit.
He's always doing that.
A new tractor today.
Did you see the river rat? Did you see that 1/16th river rat that he did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was sharp.
Damn, that's sweet. Yeah, can you find it and pull that up, Schultz?
You give me up. Normally, Zolik would sit next to me and do all this hard work for me, but he's not on the payroll anymore. So.
It's actually a lot easier now.
Imagine that.
There you go.
That's nice.
Justin, you've officially outdone yourself.
That kid is amazing. Not only did he marry well, he can do this. So. So he built that for Stuckenschneider. I'm reading through the comments and stuff like that. So
he built it for Kevin, right?
Yeah,
Kevin Masterson.
No, he built it for Stuckenschneider. I think it would be Justin. No,
Randy.
Justin's the one that built
Randy.
it.
I bet Randy bought it. What else? Roos, what events are you going to first this year, bud? What do you got going on in your world?
You know, I haven't even started looking at the schedules yet.
Oh, God. You better do it now.
Nah, I've had too many irons in the fire right now. So between work and home and all that kind of stuff, I haven't even had a chance to sit down and look. I know I'll be hitting a lot of the usual places where you'll find me. Lots of Outlaw, lots of Western Series. Going to get up to Farley at least once or twice this year, I hope. Possibly Dubuque, I hope. Now that it's not Kara's birthday weekend, that definitely helps. So, but everything kind of depends on some things turning out and working out the way they need to here before I can really start putting a schedule together.
Understood. Leroy, first announcing gig for you?
Dubuque, Iowa.
Cool.
Dubuque, Iowa. May, what did I say, 21st and 22nd or 20th and 21st? Let me look at my schedule here. May 21st and 22nd.
Good.
With the Outlaw.
Yeah, so Chad Richardson. Chad called me today and asked me if I would announce with Jeff or Justin Edwards. Justin sold his Light Pro, and then he's going to be helping me announce down there. So that way we make sure we get through all the sponsors. You know what it's like, Leroy, trying to get through everything. So,
without sponsors, these events don't happen.
Well, they raised didn't they raise a stupid amount of money for Children's Miracle Network a couple years ago?
Yes,
Over-
utterly absurd.
Okay.
Over $40,000.
And you know what the thing about it was? That was on the makeup date. That wasn't even on the original date. The original date got rained out, and so they had a makeup date, and they still raised over 40 grand.
Yep.
Yeah, and those stands were absolutely packed. It was standing room only. It was amazing the way that show, that the community came out and supported that group.
So the way Chad made it sound to me today, guys, that Friday night is Paris and then Saturday night's Fayette. So that'll work out good for me
Yep.
because I can be in Hart's hometown then Saturday night and have a little bit of fun with those guys. So
Leroy, do you know what polls are going to be on Lucas Oil Racing TV yet?
Our live stream, I think we're going to start out with the Goshen with the Elkhart County Fair. I believe we're live streaming Farley, Iowa. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Farley, Iowa's on there. I think we're going to Ellsworth, Wisconsin this year, Curd Nationals. Of course, we're going to Lucas Oil Speedway, Lucas Oil Raceway, and Wheatland, Missouri. I know those four for sure.
I guess it's called MAV TV Plus now, right?
MAV TV Plus, correct.
Yeah.
January 1st. New year, new name.
I'm going to put the information for Randy Johnson's funeral in the comments for people that are looking. Ryan, you said you're going to go to that?
I'll be going to the visitation, yes.
Okay, that's Wednesday from 5 to 8, and then the funeral is Thursday, March 11th at 10.
Yeah, that's correct.
Hey, Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong, but his Tammy, isn't she kind of like an administrative assistant also with Outlaw? Didn't she help Lori Bauer? Okay, because I thought she was up in the announcer stand with Lori Bauer up there at Rock Valley.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I would imagine that you'll still see her there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all talk about how pulling is a family sport, and we all use that hashtag, but nobody lived it quite like Tammy and Randy did. They epitomized what it means to have a pulling family, and I think a lot of those, I mean, I suppose you could say it for every class, but out our direction, it seems like those pro stock 4x4 guys have it figured out, and they kind of roll everywhere together, and they are each other's support system, and all that goes along with that. So I know that there's a lot of heavy hearts out there, right now, and mine is among them. Randy was a terrific guy. I remember taking pictures of that truck. My God, I'll bet I took pictures of that truck 2008, 2009, maybe, when they were pulling with the IMO pullers, the Iowa Missouri organization that Kevin Stover had for a while. I can almost see that truck sitting in the pit back in 2008, the first time I ever went onto a track with a camera. And, for as long as I can remember, that, chocolate brown square body was, bruising egos and, taking first place out of people who thought they had it all wrapped up. And so it was, they were cool. They were a lot of fun. Randy was a great guy for the sport. Kind of quiet, maybe a little reserved until you got to know him a little bit, but always had a great big smile, and damn if he didn't know how to drive that thing. So we will miss him. He was a tremendous addition to the sport. And, like I've said before, though, we'll keep doing what we do because that's the way he would have wanted it.
Yeah, I texted Kurt Van Beek before the show and told Kurt that I wanted to bring that up about his passing at the beginning of the show, and asked Kurt if he had a few minutes to join us. And Kurt's in a city council meeting tonight, so he was unable to join us. But yeah, tremendous loss to the Outlaw family.
Mm-hmm.
Roos, did he have a son at all that drove the truck at all, or did he drive it all the time?
He has a son named Brandon. I don't know if Brandon's ever been behind the wheel or not, but I will ask him. And I suppose that if he hasn't yet, this summer might be the year.
Yep. Ryan, I'm gonna share your photo. That looks like Wisner, right?
That is Wisner 2019.
I'll share that photo here in a second. So there's a picture you took there, right? So, Bruce, how do you guys like make the truck and tractors look like they're going so fast and then like blur the crowd? How do you guys do that? Is that a secret, or you can't tell me, or can you tell me?
No, it's not a secret. I will give the shutter priority, and I will open up the shutter so it stays open longer. And then the trick is to pan with the vehicle. So you move as the vehicle moves. So when you watch me at a track, you'll see me holding my camera and focused on it, but you will see me moving. And for part of that time, I will have the shutter open. And so it'll be following just like this. And the trick is to do it steadily, and pray to God that they don't hit a bump in the track. So when I say I'm opening my shutter and holding the shutter open, that's longer. I usually shoot somewhere between 1/50th of a second and 1/60th of a second. So still, we're not talking about a long period of time. But if they hit, a truck can do a lot in that amount of time. So they can start, they can hop, they can bounce. Brian, what's his name, has a blue tractor. Alter Ego, he can blow a head gasket in that time, and put on a heck of a spark show. But yeah, that's how I do it. There's no secret to it. You just got to have steady hands.
We should play the game. Let's find Ryan's signature.
RR. Yeah.
Right there. Yep. Man,
We should mention, I don't know if anyone saw today.
You'll like the placement on that one.
What did you say, Zolik?
News out of kind of the pulling parts world with Fair Valley Performance. They are buying out Columbus Diesel, their pulling side of the business, because Columbus Diesel was bought out by Jasper Engines.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul probably know a little bit more about that side.
No, not so much. I mean, that's where we do all of our stuff. But yeah, they've taken over the pulling side of Columbus Diesel. So all you guys that were running Columbus stuff, you'll now be dealing with Denny up there up at Fair Valley.
Where was Columbus out of?
Columbus,
yeah.
Okay, guys, there's a Columbus, Ohio. There's a Columbus this, that. There's probably a
Columbus, Ohio. Probably the biggest, the most well-known Columbus.
Hey,
Must be a Hawkeye fan.
Hey, how'd that shake out for you yesterday, Zolik?
Hey, the season's 0-0 now, so.
Okay.
We'll get revenge on you on Friday.
The Hawkeyes got you in football and both basketball games. That makes me smile as a Hawkeye fan. I just want you to know that. So.
Yeah, probably the first time in a long time.
Yep. Well, this is exciting for Dennis and Jen and their team there. That's pretty cool. So.
Yep.
Columbus is a name we've all heard for a long, long time. Okay. Yeah, Ryan, your photos are the bomb. I can't find the signature on this one.
Look at her helmet.
Huh?
Look at her helmet.
Oh, right there. Right there. That thing is so cool. Did he sell that to somebody in Canada?
Not as far as I know. And I talked to him today.
No, his old chassis is gone.
Yeah, he's got a new one being built right now.
Yeah, there's a new one coming. Probably won't, the new tractor won't look quite like that. But it will still have a body.
As Schultz is scanning for Ryan's initials.
I don't see him.
Right underneath there's a Ford logo. There's a Ford dealership logo right to the left of the Philwright logo. If you look right underneath that, It's in white.
Oh, right there.
There it is.
This guy's good. This guy's good.
I have no freaking idea where I put that one. Let me look.
On the helmet.
Oh,
The
yeah,
visor.
it is. Every now and again, I get crafty.
These are all from Farley, right?
And those are all Farley. Farley is one of the best places to take pictures ever. Because you've got it just far enough away where you can use a long lens that'll focus fast, and you're down just a little bit. The track is elevated from where you're standing, so everything looks a little bit bigger.
It is just so cool, that crowd in the background and that, the
Yeah.
rain. So cool. Farley's really stepping it up this year, aren't they? I mean, that's going to get on there. That's going to get on everybody's radar pretty fast if it's not already as a fan. Talk
Yep.
about a facility, That's awesome. Has anybody heard anything about the mod when they're going to raffle it or sell it or whatever?
So I talked to Jordan today, and they are waiting on the last permit. And they are thinking that it will be here this month. So as soon as that happens, I have not heard anything as far as a format of what they're going to do, if they're just going to draw a name or they're going to do like a last man standing. I know they're kicking around some ideas, but they get that last piece of paper and then they're ready.
Okay. Fair enough. Leroy, let's wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
Give me a couple predictions for 2021, for the 2021 outdoor pulling season.
First prediction, we're going to see more events this year than we did in 2020. I want to plug one event that's new on the ITPA schedule this year.
Yeah.
The I-70 Showdown, Altamont, Illinois. It's at the Effingham County Fairgrounds. It's an early pull. They're going to be pulling 4 events, count them 4, at the Altamont Effingham County Fairgrounds this year. They got an early one in June, which is the I-70 Showdown. We got the Light Supers. Paul Romack will be happy to know that Bernie Plotz will be there, the Light Supers. 2-wheel drive trucks. You can't have an event at Altamont without having the 2-wheel drive trucks.
That is correct. There's a city ordinance.
You got Jared and Bethany Nelson right there. You got their dad. You got Dale Nelson, and then also Jeremy and Misty. Jeremy used to be in Altamont, but now lives 4 miles from me here in Sydney, Illinois. The 6350 4-wheel drive truck, 6850 Pro Farm, the 4.1s are there, and the 11,000-pound Pro Farm. So, Schultz, we better see you in Altamont on June 19th, 2021, the I-70 Showdown.
I'll be in Paris, Missouri.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you have an excuse. But in addition to that, they also have 3 tractor pulls during their fair. On Saturday night, they had the Champions Tour. On Monday night, they have the ITPA, Illinois Tractor Pulling Association. And then on Wednesday night, Lucas Oil is back there with the Midwest region and the Silver Series, and then Western region. Do we have some Silver Series classes there on Wednesday night?
Yep, I think they have the Light Pros, and they're going to add, I think, the Midwest region as a pro stock class.
Well, hopefully Caleb Ogle can have his Light Pro put back together by then, since that's only just a few miles from his house.
Won't happen.
Yeah,
Won't happen.
I don't know if he's ever pulled in August or end of July.
It's still in the trailer from when it decided to
detonated at Nashville.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's not been out of the trailer yet.
That was ugly. That was sad.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of main caps off the track that night for him.
Yeah, on the Champions Tour poll, we always had the Pro Stocks there at Altamont. Well, this year the Pro Stocks got taken from Altamont and moved out to Farley, Iowa for a 2-day poll. Yes, that's right, Paul. No Pro Stocks at Altamont this year for Champions Tour.
Not for Champions Tour.
They have been replaced with the Super Farms. So that's not good for Nick McCormick, because Nick McCormick, nasty stuff. Altamont is basically his backyard as well. So
I think they're going to work on, for that Wednesday night, they're going to have a Midwest region hook through PPL. So on that Wednesday night, the local pro stock guys will have a chance to pull at the Effingham County Fair. So,
nice.
And at the I-70 showdown, with a little bit of luck, there'll be the orange 6850 Pro Farm making its debut.
The
Is that
Paul
going to be
Romack
yours?
tractor?
Yep, it looks like we're going to be out this year. It's just a matter of when, but the plan is that there'll be 2 orange tractors coming in from our area. One's us and one's Bernie's.
Bernie's going to have a 6850 Pro Farm too?
He might be driving the thing. I don't know. We haven't decided who's going to drive first. It's either going to be me, my brother, or Bernie, and it just depends on when we get them together. But we're working on both of them right now, and God willing, they'll both make the show, and then they'll both be together whenever Altamont, when the fair rolls around.
7,000.
That 6850 Pro Farm class in Illinois, that class is full of color. I mean, we got the internationals. We got Alice Chalmers, with student loans, with Noah Campbell. You guys putting together your orange one. We got Oliver with Bill Points and Gabe Points. Massey Ferguson, Corey Johnson with Big Chief.
Yep.
Yeah, that very colorful class.
Yeah, we're doing 80-50.
Cool.
So we know a guy that had a lot of orange parts that could be had at a reasonable price.
Right.
Hoods were one of them. So yeah, it worked out really well. We're still kicking around. We don't have a name for it yet.
Name that orange one. Name that orange one.
Kind of what we've
show.
We've been talking about doing that because we've been working on this tractor for 2 years, and we've had a few parts that have taken a while to get a hold of. But of course, last year we didn't get any hurry because we knew it wasn't going to be out. We were talking about it the other day, and we might do a name this tractor just to see if we can get a name, because we have tried everything that we can think of, and just nothing seems to stick.
That didn't go so well for the last guy who did it on the Beer Money page.
Yeah, I know. Tripp actually messaged me after they left Shipshewana and said he was wanting to get a hold of me because he picked the name that I put out there. And he said, I was wanting to get a hold of you. And I said, yeah, after you broke, I was trying to find you and I never could. But yeah, maybe I'll see if he can take me back. But
Ryan,
we'll see what happens.
Zolik, what's your summer looking like?
Busy. So hopefully things will be back to normal on the Badger State circuits. Kind of talked. They were going to have a spring meeting on Saturday, but that got canceled because they didn't really have any new information to pass along to the members. Kind of talked to Kelly over the weekend. So just kind of going over, hopefully we'll finally get to use the radio board that we got at the end of the 2019 season. So getting all that worked out. So looking forward to that. Plenty of Western Series stuff as well in the middle of that schedule. Hopefully hit a few Region 3 events nearby. I'm possibly might go down to a few of those TNT Motorsports events early on next month. So,
are you going down just to spectate, Ryan, or are they hiring you to help do something?
Well, my cousin lives in Sevierville, so if I go, it'd be to that one, so I can kind of see family, and it was kind of a nice place.
Oh, it sounds
video.
good.
It's a unique. When you go down in that part of the country, it's funny because a lot of them are in like horse arenas, so they start outside of the arena and then they go through the arena. So it's one of those types.
Kind of like the Heart of Illinois Fair in Peoria.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't covered though, but it's like you have to start outside of like the horse arena, and then they shoot. They actually, it's kind of sketchy. They got a wall at the end of the hole, so hopefully everything stays together for you. So
that's Kyle Matcham's pole, right? That dragway 42.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Roos, talk. What's going on at Tractor Zoom lately? What's up with all the semis? I'm kind of in the market for a semi, and you've been posting about some old Pete's. So what do you got going on there?
Well, the spring auction fever has set in. We've got gobs and gobs and gobs of inventory going up right now. Just because everybody's doing their winter, the spring consignment stuff.
Okay.
So you've got a combination of a few smaller retirement lines, farmers who decide they're just going to rent their land and they're going to work on that Grandpa of the Year award. So they might have a few pieces left that end up in a consignment sale, or the whole auction might be a consignment or might be a retirement sale. But there's more inventory that I've ever seen on Tractor Zoom right now. At least it probably will be tomorrow. I know there's a few auctions that we have that we're in the final process of QAing that are multiple hundreds of lots. And you're probably going to see it that way probably till 1st of April, maybe even a little bit later. Depends on the weather a little bit. Since we're having such nice weather right now, everybody's starting to get spring fever and they're starting to get out and, work on equipment and figure out what they need and don't need and yada, yada, yada. So, regarding semis, I know there's a few coming up that I've kind of kept in mind for you. One of them's a cab over IH.
Yes,
I don't know if that's your style or not. Those kind of ride rough.
it should be your style.
But
Sweet.
No, every now and again I'll give it a look and say, I wonder if we could do this one for a beer money hauler. But
I got one. I got an old Kenworth spotted up in northern Minnesota, Ruth. I haven't sent you the picture of. I just got a picture.
Doug sent it. That W900A.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
Yeah. Sarah's excited. She just commented from the other room. So.
I'm sure she's just absolutely thrilled to death.
Well, it's that A model with the long hood on it. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, we've got at least one. Yeah, I think Mike Compton, a Pro Stock 4x4 puller with the Outlaws, has a W900A that looks real good. He's done it. He's done it all period correct and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, those things have a real classy look to them. And a big cam Cummins doesn't hurt.
Nope, not at all. Romac, what's going on at SRMD? Did you get your new shop built yet?
In the process of getting that all done, but the beauty of that is that right now is really not a great time to build. Yeah, from what I understand, the steel building manufacturers they're locking you in. Once they give you a quote, you got 10 days to decide. Lumber's even worse yet. So yeah, not a great time to be doing that, but pulling parts. We're doing a lot with automation stuff as well, but right now we are buried in just odds and ends stuff from antiques to pro stocks. Anything you can think of, we're doing pistons, differential covers. I mean, just it never ceases to amaze. That's what I've been working on tonight. But super busy with all of that stuff. Started doing my schedule for the summer. I thought, I've been running with Bernie for the last, since 2016, I guess it was when he got it out. And I thought it was, fairly busy. He averages 15 to 17 hooks probably a summer. Throw another tractor in on top of that. I think where you hook with hook in the same spot as Bernie 2 or 3 times this summer. And then I decided to get suckered into or something, I don't know, with Tucker. So be hitting some PPL hooks. These guys right here have asked me to help. 618 have asked me to help, especially towards the end of the year.
It's 618. It's 618 Motorsports.
Well, it's
Motorsports.
618 to anyone who's not in the area. It's 618 down here. But yeah, I'll be helping them a little bit this summer, and this schedule is looking completely ridiculous. I don't know how people do this. So yeah, I got to get a lot of.
list, Paul.
Yeah, I would be. It would be fine if I didn't have to do anything else. But when you have to try to run a business, it gets a little tricky every now and then. And I quit drinking coffee a couple of years ago, so I don't have that to fall back on in the morning. So it's going to be interesting. But just really, really hoping to get out and see some pulls outdoors, get some of these tractors out that have been sitting for a year. I didn't think it'd be this busy this year because nobody really broke anything last year to speak of, because nobody really got to pull. But guys are doing things. They're building, putting a little more power to stuff. So it's going to be interesting. And the big one that we're working on is the Holzhauer Pro Stock, and watch out for that one. It's going to be a showstopper. I talked to Brad the other day when I was down there, and I said, if there's a piece of aluminum on this tractor, I will polish it. And I have so far, and this thing is going to hurt your eyes when the hood's open. So be watching for that one. It's end of the year. I don't think it'll make it out this year, but it's going to be a showstopper.
So what will that do with your 4-1s? Because they have the 2 4-1s, the Brett Hochstadt and Brent Shorefighty. Will it be replacing one of those?
Nope, they're keeping them both. They're gonna run both the 4-1s in the Silver Series, and I think mainly Champions Tour. It's still kind of up in the air. They might hit some Grand Nationals, but I think they've got another trailer coming. So if one has to be in one part of the country and one has to be in the other part of the country, then they'll hit both. But they're keeping both the 4-1s, and they're going to have a new pro.
Well, I texted Brent Shorefighty the other day and asked him if we were going to see the 618 4-1s in Dubuque, Iowa, and he said it all depends on farming season. That if they're done putting a crop in, that they would certainly like to hit that outlaw pole out there in Dubuque.
Yeah, I know they've been the last couple of days. It was about 68 degrees, so you can figure it's about that, a little warmer down there. So they've been doing a little bit in the shop, but the last couple of days they've been starting to work on the farm. I know I saw you were talking earlier about guys getting antsy and getting out in the field. I saw JT Calvary was putting on anhydrous today. So
yeah, so was Kyle
farther south. Yeah, get a little farther south, and they're already going down there. So it's not going to be long, and hopefully there's next week into this week, there's talking some rain, but hopefully they can stay out of that and everybody can get their stuff in and then go pulling.
So our buddy Charles went to a drag race, and he took the most awesome photo I've ever seen. And I love you, Roos.
Is this
I know what you're going to show, and it's.
I know what this is too. That guy. Oh man.
So Charles, did Dragway Illustrated ask him to come down, Roos, or what?
I don't know.
Okay, so check this out.
Keep watching.
Not looking great at this point, but man, it gets a whole lot more interesting.
This guy right here.
And he's still with it.
Has anybody seen this video yet? Or I'm sure he sold it to somebody. That right there, guys, that's insane.
And he didn't drop the camera.
Look at that.
But
I don't think.
I'm not sure what classic car this is.
Pro Mod.
Is it Pro Mods?
Yep.
Yeah. So you got to believe he had literally a split second to make react to that. I mean, he had no time whatsoever. As soon as he saw that car going sideways, that was all he had. He didn't have any choice. He was in it.
But look at that. He's in it there still. That's amazing.
Yeah, he was in it as the car impacted.
The wall that is right in front of him.
Right in front of the step ladder that he was standing on all day.
1.5 feet in front of him, it looks like. I'm guessing he needed a break to go change his drawers.
I'm guessing he clanks when he walks with the size of those massive brass ones.
Yeah.
I've only had tires come after me.
It's true.
Yeah.
So look at him here. He's just like, and he's still, like Ryan said, he's still holding the camera.
He's like, okay, I'm still in one piece, and that was close.
Wow.
Is that 10 points for the landing?
I mean, he's stuck it
Oh
as
yeah,
far as I'm concerned.
landing pretty well.
I'm not going to try to take anything off for
Is
that.
the Russian judge going to come in and deduct a couple of points off?
Shameless plug for Let's Grow Pulling podcast. Got Cody McKinley from Corsa Data Acquisition on yesterday. Him and his dad campaigned the Night Train 4-1 Limited Pro on the IPL circuit. And then, Cody's had Corsa since 2016. And the Remedy, shameless plug, is getting a brand new Corsa Data Acquisition system on it here in the next 45 days or so. So I'm quite excited for that. They got some pretty cool dash stuff, and they're starting to do more with their Facebook page now. Really, really happy for Cody there. He's one of those. He's a smart dude, Romac. He's kind of those guys that you and everybody likes talking to. Here's their new dash.
There might be a couple of those on a couple of orange tractors here shortly. It's being talked about right now.
He's running on a lot of diesel supers, guys. So he's got his stuff together.
Well, that's right up our alley.
This is pretty neat. So I'm pretty excited to get that on the old Remedy there. So, hey, Roos, we gotta do. And I've been talking to Zolik about this in the past, but we need to do some really cool GoPro angles on the Remedy. What should we do? What are you guys thinking?
Dude, go to the Little Bad Alice Facebook page. We got them all over the tractor. We put them on the front axle looking back. We put them on the roll cage looking down at the hook. Put them on the side looking forward. Yeah. Anywhere you got a roll bar or a bar, get you a mount.
It's Little Bad Alice, right? Little?
LIL, isn't it?
I don't know.
I found it. You're from
TTL.
Illinois. You can't spell.
I don't run the Facebook
Apparently, you can't have
page.
more than 3 people.
It's
in Illinois,
Bree's
otherwise
fault if
it
there's a
kicks them off.
problem. It's all Bree if there's a problem. There's Bree and Bernie right there.
Yep.
But yeah, we used to make, that was from Cowtown. We make videos, and his son is the one that got us started into on YouTube, and we were putting them on YouTube. But we've got one on the track. We use a DSLR on the track. We've got some up on the roll bar or on the cage looking forward. We got them down on the. We've tried different ones.
You're on the Facebook page. You need to be on the YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Sorry. Just search Little Bad Alice on YouTube, and there's all kinds of videos on there that we've done from different hooks and stuff. And I mean, we even put them like the Cape Girardeau ones are good. We would do some different ones, like we would put them on the back or on the top of the side by side as we were pulling the tractor around in the pits. But we get a lot of just different footage like this. And then we chop it all up and put it to music. But you put these GoPros on these tractors and you put zip ties around them because you never know when the vibration's going to vibrate the things off and you run one over. GoPros don't like that. But we've got different ones that we use. Just anywhere you can think, just try it and see. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We got a hell of a lot of footage that we don't use. Who was it?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
Do you have any GoPro footage from Bernie's Pass at the Macoupin County Fair in Carlinville, Illinois, about 4 years ago?
No, we do not have that one. And we don't have any GoPro footage of Bloomington from, what was it, 19?
Yeah, 2019, when he put down a pass in excess of 400 feet.
Yes. That one, I don't know why we
that was when they handed me the clipboard for the light super class, and the Little Bad Alice was actually registered as Little Badass.
Yeah, but this one, so like right on the side of the cage looking forward, and you'd be surprised how many times we would use this because we're running a data logger. Go to, let's go down a little more. A little more.
You didn't have Fisher Fair.
9/16 right there. 9/16/2017. I don't remember if this is the one that I did. Yeah, so on this one, I mean, it was dark when we got there. This was the Friday night hook, but we put the GoPro down right at the bottom of the trailer and watch it as it's backing off. Just all kinds of crazy stuff. But we watch the one on the cage. I always make sure that I can see the dash, so we can see exactly, because sometimes the computer gets a little funky. We can see what RPM he left the line at. We can see oil pressures. I mean, you'd be surprised how many times you can go back and look at this stuff. But like here in just a second on this video, you'll see it's like as we're moving weights around and shooting ether into this thing to get it warmed up, the GoPro is still on the side-by-side, and it's watching and doing all this stuff. And it's just something to make videos for the fans. I mean, this hook down here, Jason, this is Cape, where you did the Make-A-Wish. So this is also is really good fare. So right here, this is on top of the side-by-side.
This is cool.
And we do, we switch it over, and you can see like there's Steve Urian up there on the sled right there. But you can see all kinds of crazy stuff. You watch people as you're going. You watch it as it's backing up to the sled where they're dropping the hook. It just gives the fans kind of an idea of what it's like to be on the tractor. We get people that they're like, when are you going to do another video? And we're like, well, we kind of have to have a tractor pull, but all the stuff that you see, here, you don't necessarily see when you're sitting up in the stands. And we put it to music, and then whenever the tractor goes down the track, we'll fade the music out. We use a couple different softwares to do this with, but they're really easy to do. I mean, hell, I just got a GoPro and started doing it. It's not hard to do, but even if you just do a clip of the run, fans get to see what it's like going down the track. This may be the closest a lot of people will get to running a 4-Charger diesel super.
Can you guys hear the sound?
We can't hear it on here. I can't.
I gotta see what I'm doing wrong.
Is the sound turned off on YouTube?
No, it's on, I think.
Yeah, there you can hear it just a little bit.
That's really cool.
But just anything like that. I mean, and if there's some I did a couple for 618 Motorsports. I mean, I got footage going down the interstate from Gordyville a couple of years ago, just showing all that stuff. There's one of the ones from years ago, the Holzhauer's ITPA. I did one for Esden whenever he did his first ride on the 85 Limited Pro. And it was kind of funny because at the end of the hook, he lives for the stuff, and he gets to the end of the track, and he used some pretty colorful language to describe his excitement. But I mean, just anything you can think of. There's really not any bad footage, I guess you could say. You won't use it all, but we just enjoy doing it. And like this,
there was a pretty interesting video that popped.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there was a pretty interesting video that popped up on suggested video on my YouTube. I was checking out the other day. It is a guy in Ireland. Those reaction videos are coming like most popular thing on YouTube now. He watches a Wild Rides and Wreck video that's on YouTube and reacts to it. It's hilarious because he has no idea what's going on. I think his channel's Irish Reacts, and it's if you want to get perspective from someone that has never seen polling in his entire life, that's interesting perspective.
I feel like we should lock Jeremy Clarkson and James May and Richard into a room and put on one of those videos. That might be hysterically funny.
Yes.
Although they do know what polling is.
Yeah.
They've never done anything about it on the show, but
I think Jeremy, did he tweet something about something like when he was still on the BBC?
I don't know. I suppose he could have. I remember that they
with
did
about
a
one of the
show.
Euro Cup events.
I think they did. They used some footage, some American footage from. I think it was a PPL event. I want to say it was 2.6 or 3.0 trucks. When they were doing a segment on diesel pickups.
I don't even know if it was. I think it was kind of a brush poll, if I remember right. Now I
Was
think
it?
about it. I think it was just some county fair poll that they found video on like YouTube or something, and was
I've always
talking about it.
thought it would be really cool to bring them to an event as guests, and just sit them in the stands with the crowd. No BBC cameras, no Amazon Prime cameras. Just let them drink beer and sit with the fans, and I think they'd be just as entertained as they would be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy for sure would be just. James would be.
James would be boring. But yeah, I could only imagine how much fun we could have with those guys.
Yeah.
Getting back to our first guest, Brian Carrington just says Anderson's internet checked out.
Yeah, before I wrapped up the show, this was my favorite comment all night.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could say with Brian Carrington, the jokes are endless.
Bum ching.
Leroy, thank you for lining up Ryan tonight. We need to get a guest for next Monday. If any of you out there in internet land, Paul, you got it figured out already?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
But I'm ready to wrap it up, guys, and hit the hay. So
yeah, let's call it.
So thank you for tuning in, everybody, and send us messages to the Facebook page or whatever you need us to do. And if you want to promote your event, just reach out to us. So have a good night, everybody.
Hey, wait, before everybody goes, here's
Yes.
a question. Here's a discussion question for next week. Ryan and I kind of alluded to it. Who would you bring as a guest? You can bring any guest from wherever, pop culture or whatever you want. You can bring them to a tractor pull. Who are you bringing them? Where are you bringing them to, and why? We'll start that. We'll start that as a discussion thread.
Ryan, Kip Moore, and I'm going to have him saying beer money.
Well, that's kind of a given.
All right, guys. That's a great question. We'll post that up there. So
take care. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks, Leroy.
Yep. See ya.